It appears we're live. That's cool. Let's see. A little bit of guitar noodles today. That's pretty fun. It's pedal board rebuild day. So, well, let me share here. We start with the Sennheiser wireless unit. Come into a sweetened Peterson tuner. That's fabulous. You can see what's going on in real time without hitting your mute. And sweetened is compensated for guitar specifically, so pretty cool. And then this is the old-fashioned 535Q wah from Dunlop. I run it boost engaged, and I forget the frequency. I think the Q is all the way up because I don't want it to be subtle when I kick this baby on. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's pretty right there. Everything you need out of a wah pedal. I guess they're making a small one. That'd be cool. And then these are hard to find. This is a Dunlop Univibe. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. But I run that all the way up too. And this is in, I think of it as, that's not a Univibe. What am I thinking? What is that? Rotovibe? Yeah, Rotovibe. There we go. So I typically run it in roto mode. And I'm typically in a 4-piece band, so I don't have a keyboard player. So what I do, let's see, struggling here with little phone stuffs. That's pretty cool. So I'll chase this as if a B3 player was getting after it. Yeah. So all the way down kind of feels like a old-fashioned flange, like 70s country. So the way I like to use it is just here and there. All of these are like seasoning, right? So just here and there. Some songs, it's not appropriate. Some songs, there's an organ part that's really prominent, and you just want to kind of capture some of that energy and go from there. Hey, Miriam. Wow, got a celebrity in my live. That's cool. Anyway, we're just having fun here. So off the cuff, no script, just being silly and sharing my crazy passion for guitar and sounds. And these are like my colors, man. Every little box on this pedal board is like color to me, and I paint with it over the course of a night. Could just be for the song, but I tend to play 3-4 hours, so I like to have a lot of variation and that kind of thing. All right, back to pedals. My cousin sold me this little fella, and when going direct, this gives you a little bit of that tube amp sag, that sponginess that goes missing when you go live, or when you go direct, sorry. So right now I'm running through my beautiful Princeton Reverb amp I got from a dear friend, and I hope he never wants it back because I love that thing. Yeah, so a little bit of compression when you're going direct, man, that is the deal. So, and then of course the ODR1, which I'm swapping that out for the Mini because I can roll the bass cut. I can adjust it a little bit, which is kind of fun. I'm gonna experiment with that and see what I can do there. And then this guy, so dirty. Maybe darker pedals or smarter, I don't know. They just get dirty. Anyway, this thing, it is super adjustable, and where I have it gives me a tap tempo oscillation here that is just really nice. And so when running direct, this is my jam. So based on those settings, it gives me like a half note to every quarter note I punch in. So yeah, it's very smooth and it's quiet between the oscillations, which is kind of hard to come by in those types of pedals. It's a JHS Kodiak. I dig it. I don't know why it's so tall, but it's you could defend your life with it. And then this little weird thing, that's on. And if you can hear that high shimmer, it's got a high shimmer to it. It's pretty fun. And then it gets even more crazy when you add in the top row of controls here. So I'll show you what I do with it. Hold up, here, maybe we'll go this way. It gets spicy in there. Here's what I do with it. And it just leaves this nice high-end shimmer. If you play too much, it gets gunky. That's not what it's for. It's really for adding interest to long held notes. Yeah, that's fun. Oops. Yeah, that's a fun one. And then we get to this guy. This guy does a lot of work in this rig. Richie Kotzen, RK5. It is not the most recent version, although it's awful tempting. But it does give me an XLR out, and I can run direct and to my amp at the same time. And that's a pretty killer sound, and I pan that left and right in our stereo PA. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. Yeah, this guy, it does a lot. So let's see if I kick off. No, that one's on. So everything on that I normally run would be with the preamp engaged. I don't touch this much because we typically play country and Rust Belt country. The boost sounds like a rock guitar. So is what it is on this one. That's kind of leading me to bring back some of my older pedals and a new pedal, which is that guy. I'm excited to get that one back in there. So way back in the 90s, I had a DOD EQ pedal, and that was my solo pedal. That was my boost. I could dial it in perfectly for a little more mid-range and then a little bit of a boost. Push my tube amps harder. But now, when I go direct, if I push this stuff too hard when direct, then it just clips and doesn't sound good. So with this modded guy, I should be able to dial it in just right. More tone shaping so that some frequencies jump out without needing to just be louder. Yeah. So going through this section, like this is if I want to do some rock, if we get a request for a rock song, then I'll punch that guy in. Some Jimmy Eat World or something. The Sans amp is usually where I'm running. I cut the highs, the lows are actually cut here. That's switched off, or the low cut is switched on here. And so I have, basically this preamp should be at the edge of breakup before this guy comes on. And that sounds pretty dang good. I like it. Analog, baby. Reverb is set, I think it's the smaller size room. And then here's my delay settings, if you can see that. So that gives us some ambience, and I am wearing out this button right here because I'm tapping to that tempo every song so that I get a little bit of slapback. It allows me to like play a note and then mute myself, like rest and then hear something there, and I'll play back and forth with it a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, there is a roto feature in here, which sounds good, but with this on the board, then I can control the speed of it, and I don't really need the roto. Plus, I don't like bending over and hitting these little tiny switches in the heat of the moment. So, what's coming back to this board is this unobtainium pedal here, hand built, a G&L. I got it used actually, but it's an awesome shape, and man, I've had it for probably 15 years, but it's got, if you want a JTM 45 sound, this is it. It actually does cut the bass naturally. It's not switchable or anything, but it does cut the bass and gives you that perfect bread and butter overdrive sound that just works for everything. So that's coming back, and so we'll be doing with the ODR1 Mini, and this guy, and this preamp, we'll be doing a lot of like gain stacking, just a little bit. So when I need more, then I got a little bit more gas in the tank, you know. And then the EQ will be my solo pedal. So gonna be taking some stuff off, moving it around, and making all that work. So anyway, I'll show you the results a little bit later. You guys have an awesome day. Also, check out our latest release, Rather Be, by Johnny Guest. It's a groovy little love tune. We released it ahead of Valentine's Day so that you can, you know, get lucky or slow dance in a kitchen with your significant other or whatever it might be. Maybe two-step, something like that. Is that a two-stepper? I think it is. Anyway, it'll shine your buckle. So get after it. Listen to that tune. There's an awesome video by 42 Jade Productions on YouTube right now, and tells this cute little story of our dogs meeting each other and getting loose and having the time of their lives. And anyway, it's fun. So we'll see you soon. I'll show you the results after I'm done with this thing. Oh. Interesting comments there. All right.